Today I messed up with my "it will probably be fine" attitude. So long story short, when I was pregnant I had hyperemesis gravidarum. I think I spelled that right, like the worst form of morning sickness. I regularly spent 9+ hours holding a garbage can to paint the picture. I was incredibly weak for months, to the point I couldn't walk to the bathroom, brush my hair or teeth or change clothes without help. Help I did not receive. To be blunt, the amount of acid erosion deep into my teeth has damaged them in ways that are awful. The nicest part is I only need a few fillings. The worst part is the reason I've been so sick for years now, basically my son's whole life. Essentially, to put it nicely for censors, I have 2 broken teeth that in an effort to stay alive have been slowly pulling nutrients from the surrounding area, i.e. my right eye socket, upper jawbone and the muscles surrounding the teeth. The X-ray showed significant difference in the size of my eye sockets because of the damage to the right one being worn away, and about a silver dollar-sized section of muscle fibers and tissue is gone as well. It's apparently not only incredible that it barely shows beyond slight indentation you only see if you're looking for it and a darker circle under my eye on that side, but somehow despite one tooth being broken for months and one for years, I haven't felt anything until I recently started feeling not pain but a slightly uncomfortable pressure. My dentist, let's just say, is not happy with me for waiting so long. The one silver lining I have is the type of damage is not actually something I could have prevented. It's on me that I didn't get into a doctor sooner, but I couldn't have stopped the acid bath for my teeth if I wanted to. They've not got normal decay from sugars and lack of brushing, because once I was able I went right back to brushing and flossing, but there was nothing I on my own could have done to reverse the damage without medical intervention. So now I'm on medications for both the infection in my head so it doesn't get to my brain, and pain because my dentist is certain any day now I'll be in agony due to the extent of the issues in my mouth. I'm taking both on rigid schedules and my first surgery is tomorrow, to handle the 2 teeth that are broken and infected and causing me severe problems. Then we move to a few root canals, a bunch of fillings and caps and figuring out what to do with the horrid softness of my teeth now. Today I messed up for explaining the Half-Life lore to my crush. Okay, so I-18M was at this girl's 18F house the other day, we'll call her V. We had been talking for a bit and did usually hang out at her house after work as we were co-workers. V is a good friend, and I've even slept over her house once or twice. Throughout me knowing her I had developed a bit of a crush on her, so obviously I would get any excuse to spend time with her. V is what one would call a stoner. I, however, am not that. So it came to my surprise when she offered to smoke with me, as I had stated prior that I have never smoked in my life. She said that she wanted to be my first. That night I drove her over to her house like usual, as she didn't have her license yet. This is what started us hanging out. I went inside and we watched some YouTube for a bit, until about an hour later she remembered that we had to smoke together. I had made sure not to mention it at all that night, but it only delayed the inevitable. She brought me down to the back porch and gave me her dab pen. I unsuccessfully attempted to take a hit, but I suppose I was not really inhaling. After a bit she told me to breathe with my chest and I obliged. This time felt different, but it still didn't feel like inhaling, so I just kept going. Until my chest started to hurt. And so started the longest and most painful coughing fit I had ever experienced. It felt like a lifetime. Halfway through it I definitely started to feel it, and made my way to her living room. I sort of just fell on the couch, intermittently breaking into coughing fits like I was season 1 Walter White. I sit on the couch and V and I basically just start talking. But this isn't your average everyday conversation, no, this is a lot more one-sided. And this is the FU. V would say something to me, and I would just keep talking. But at this point it was more entertaining if mildly annoying for her. But then she made a grave error. She mentioned how earlier my friends and I were having a heated debate between which Half-Life game is the best, HL2 greater than HL1. This was the last thing she said the rest of the night. That started me off screaming about how Half-Life 2's combat is 10x better than Half-Life 1. Then I said how the only thing Half-Life 1 had over 2 was the scientists. Then I remembered that she didn't know what any of that meant, so, graciously, I explained, from beginning to end, the entire Half-Life lore, 1 and 2 and episodes. This took me 3 hours, and my random tirades made this slog even more dreadful. By the end of the night my voice was audibly hoarse, and so I kinda just went to bed after. When I woke up I just left the house and went about my business. She has completely ghosted me. I texted her afterwards and she would not respond. Today I messed up actually 5 minutes ago by submitting the wrong pictures to my professor for online homework. I keep intimate nude photos of myself on my phone to send to my lover by text. They are stored in the same photo folder as any other ordinary picture I take on my phone. I had to submit an assignment digitally to my professor tonight, and chose to take well-framed pictures of my work in my notebook on my desk and upload them. I have done this before and have received full credit multiple times. Tonight, I accidentally uploaded and submitted to my professor nudes of myself that I meant for my partner. The submission system only shows the name of the image file, which usually goes like img_278,483 or the like, and does not actually display thumbnails of the uploaded image before you hit the submit button, so I didn't catch my error. I only did after when I double-checked my professor had gotten the assignment. I am a man and my professor is a woman, so this can understandably be taken very seriously. Please help! ! I cannot lose my fucking scholarship. I am freaking the fuck out right now. Today I messed up by sleeping with my best friend. So I've been really good friends with this girl for about 6 months now. We originally became friends through my ex. We've told each other tons and given advice and just generally had a really good friendship. We've hung out tons of times and that's all. I never once thought that we would hook up, but that all changed in an instant. We were having another normal night where we hung out, laughing and teasing each other until she suddenly pulled me towards her and kissed me. We started making out for a hot minute before pausing for a second. She said, "So we doing this?" And all I had to say was, "I guess so." Right after, it wasn't super weird, but it's just been feeling hell awkward, and now after talking with her, I just don't see our friendship continuing the way it was. It's not like we're just not gonna be friends, we just won't be close friends. And that kills me because I don't have anyone like that. All my friends have left and I don't have anyone I trust anymore. So yeah, I fucked up my friendship and I would give anything to undo it. Today I messed up by using my vibrating toy without peeing first. The other night, I went over to my BF's house and we started getting jiggy with it. I was kneeling on the carpeted floor giving him head and started using my vibrating toy myself. I hadn't used my vibrating toy in a while, but it is powerful. It's the only thing that has ever made me squirt. About 20 seconds in, I told him I felt like I was going to squirt soon, so we laid down a towel. For those who have never experienced it, the feeling you get before you squirt is exactly the same as the feeling you get before you pee. I typically pee before using my vibrating toy, so I know for certain that when I squirt I won't be peeing all over my bed instead. Well, I wasn't completely sure that I was about to squirt because it felt a little different than usual, but I also didn't need to pee, so I let the feeling take over. A violent stream of liquid came shooting out of my body. Like, it splashed. Once I felt it, I was 90% sure I'd peed since I'd never squirted so violently before, but then I thought maybe it was because it had been a while. The 10% of hope I had ended when the smell of urine wafted up to my nostrils. That's also when I realized that so much came out it was probably in the carpet too. I tried playing it cool and continued giving my BF head, hoping he didn't notice the smell. After like a minute, I couldn't keep kneeling next to a smelly pee-soaked towel. I got up and said sorry, not to kill the mood, but I didn't squirt, I actually peed. Luckily he was nice about it, but it was definitely one of the more embarrassing things that has happened in the bedroom.